Okay, for the idiots in the back who just make up things and run with them and try to create drama between people that are actually getting along after they didn't, who don't do any research or anything like that, just the idiots in the back in general. Okay, they don't like to see where me and Laura used to fight constantly. It was pretty nasty. It was pretty entertaining for a lot of people around here to see me and Laura fight because it was funny. It was brutal. I'm an asshole and she's a bitch. Those two, they don't mix. Period. When you're mad at each other. But Jenny Jen Jen and Hondo and Vinny, who also says I harassed the family of my my son's murder victim, with absolutely no research behind that whatsoever. None. But it's all on Skittlepox. If you guys want to look at my Skittlepox channel, it's where I prove John Crimes wrong, prove Vinny wrong, prove Jenny Jen Jen wrong. Okay? Now, people, before I do this, people were coming at me because I said some unflattering things about Vinny and what he possibly could be doing to his own kids. That comment was made in retaliation for Vinny telling me, yeah, your son's in prison and he's getting pinned down and dicks are going in his ass. Okay, my son didn't do anything to Vinny. As a matter of fact, Vinny and I were friends, and he used to stick up for me about the harassment that I get because my son committed this crime. But now he's flipped he must have changed his beer or whatever it is he's drinking, and he's flipped the script. So I said what I said in response to what Vinny said, but Vinny's such a wimp that he says shit like that and he takes his lives down. So you can't go back and say, well, why did he say that to him? Okay? I also told Vinny, he says I abuse my wife and everything else. That's the farthest thing from the truth. I also told Vinny, that's why you sit there alone and you have no one but Hondo and Jenny Jen Jen to powder your tushy. But anyway, I'm not going to go on about that. I want people that I know to be held accountable for things that I say that have nothing to do with them. Okay? But anyways, Jenny Jen and Jen and them put up this video as if Laura was stating to the public that she called CPS on me. Now, I took a look at it, and I don't hear it. I hear, and if I would have heard it, I would have said so. I don't give a fuck if Laura gets mad at me. I can handle Laura, she can handle me. But even back then while we were fighting, I never once thought that Laura did that. Never. There was times she accused me of doing that. There was times that she accused me of doing that to her family, but then she'd go back and she'd say, I know that Bryan wouldn't do that. She didn't know who did it there for a while, and it called him on her. But, Makeup Mobster, so I guess a friend of Laura's found this clip, and I wanted to put it up for the idiots in the back. The idiots over there. And he's still friends with her, Hondo says. Yeah, I'm still friends with Laura. Here's what people don't understand about Laura and I. If people can remember back when we were fighting, it's really hard for me to fight relentlessly with someone that I actually like. And I like Laura. I didn't like the shit she was doing. I like her because she's a badass bitch. And I like Molly too. Those two are fighting. I'm not a part of that. I like aggressive, assertive females. All right? The ones I hang out with on the streets are aggressive, assertive females. All right? So, well, anyways, this is what Makeup Mobster came up with. I don't want to go on too long.
Let's just say, even if she did say I, maybe she just accidentally said it, because that happens. I've said things like that before, but she didn't say I. But we'll just go with that. I played it a bushel of times. A bushel. This is exhausting. This is exhausting.
This is an important clip.
This is an important clip.
Tell me if you can hear it.
Tell me if you can hear it.
You're gonna move it loosely. You got some explaining to do. Well,
Oh my God.
here we go. I didn't even know that must have been after my time. Oh no, this happened this past August. This happened right after I called the CPS on Bryan.
Right after he called CPS on Bryan.
Yep.
What happened right there? Hold on a second. What happened right there was there was like a car or something passing. You could hear it, or Laura's moving something.
Yep.
And it might have like blanked the sound out.
Yep.
Now, what's interesting about that is the new video doesn't seem to have the background. How does that happen?
Mm-hmm.
How did you erase the background from a video? Because you're not using the original video. That's how. And we learned who Burn Book is. Obviously, it's the same person that's fucking running around. But let's go back
For a second, but she's not saying I called CPS on Bryan, because that doesn't make sense, right? She's talking about, and this is what these fucking idiots do. They take everything out of context, and then they're like, here, let me just throw this up here. But you could clearly hear that she's talking about, she's talking about FOD, and she's like, yeah, after something FOD, after she called CPS on Bryan, or he called CPS, whatever fucking thing she used there. Not I. Why would she say that? And I cannot fucking believe the stupidity of some of you people that just go with this shit and don't even like question, well, when did that happen? Or why would Laura even do that? Fucking idiots. I heard so did I.
That's
But,
right.
you know, these people can't. She's like, I got something here that's important. It's important, not important. It's not an import. Important. Oh my God. I can't. She really, Mandy Bear, that's funny. She actually does refer to FOD as a he. She actually does.
She does.
Sometimes she goes back and forth, but there's been many times where we've been on the phone and she'll be like he, and I'll be like she, he, like, so she.
If everybody remembers correctly, when FOD came on the platform, FOD was really pretending to be a man, a biological man, and he would flirt with Laura. There was a little love thing going on there for a minute. Then we found out that it was actually a female. And it's still actually a female.
She messes up all the time. But, you know, go back and watch some of her lives. I mean, I don't know what to say. This is the first time I'm hearing it, and it's definitely, hey, Zero Filter Jules. How you doing, girl? I mean, but, you know, just fuck it. Put whatever fucking word you want in there, okay?
She does call him
fucking
he.
pigeon. I mean, whatever fucking word you want in there. She didn't say I called
did not
CPS
say I.
on Bryan.
She did
That's
not.
not what she said. And then you got this fucking weird.
She didn't say I, you know, and then you got Vinny going, did you hear that? Well, Vinny drinks a lot. You know, he drinks too much. Sometimes he don't even know where he's at. Sometimes he don't even get up from his computer to take a pee. He just does it right there on his live. You can see my community post. So Vinny's, you know, they get things wrong. And Honda goes, and he's still friends with her. He's friends with her again. Yes, I'm friends with Carl. Or with Laura. I'm friends with Laura. I'm friendly with Laura. We don't talk outside of here. But look, we went through that nasty ass argument for a long time. And she moved on. I moved on. There's a lot of maturity in being able to do that. To move on. So, thank you, Makeup Mobster. Who's another one that I could be cool with her, even after the stuff that she did, calling my police department, hanging out with Dumpy Dump, while they're plotting this CPS call on me, saying that I abused my wife, you know, Makeup Mobster say, oh yeah, she's definitely abused. Well, she doesn't know what goes on in here. But that was a long time ago. If Makeup Mobster came around today, I'd talk to her. I wouldn't have no problem. I get over shit. It takes maturity to fight that hard with somebody, like I did with Laura. And then that's it. It's over. I think Laura's doing a lot better. And if I would have known over the years what kind of person that she would have turned out to be, later on, I probably wouldn't have fought with her that hard. I really probably wouldn't. It's hard to fight with somebody that you like. It was hard for me to fight with her. But I wasn't putting up with her shit either. But there's the proof. I mean, come on, man, with that bullshit. And if you guys want to see Vinny peeing on the floor during his live because he was so intoxicated he didn't know what he was doing, just look at my community post.